Hi. Now that the time has permitted me, so my Danish are done. So I want to show you how I proceed to the final touch of decoration. So now my Danish are all baked. I'm gonna proceed to glazing them. First thing first, I had to put on a glove because now I consider the product high risk. High risk in the sense that now this station needs to be clean. So I put hand gloves to make sure I don't transfer any bacteria from my fingers to the Danish, because now they're going straight to the customers. So last thing, get a paint, and this is my apricot glaze. It's hot. I warm it up. It's hot. So this is what we call in French nappage. This is nappage d'apricot. We're gonna paint them, but you wash the way I paint them. So you make sure try to touch the fruits bits only. Don't paint the pastry, because the pastry has already been egg washed, so there's no need to add a glazing on top of it. So just you're trying to just glaze the fruits. So you see, I dip my paintbrush right into the juice. Just collect the juice, and then just try to drizzle on top of the fruit, like here on the raspberries. Just let the juice run on the top of the raspberry bit to make sure it covers it nicely. The point is not to paint them or don't do this motion. Just drizzle them and let the juice run to cover to make a nice thin layer of glassing on top of the fruit. And the second, so after you glaze them, and you have to be careful because this glazing is hot, and you take a raspberry, take one raspberry, put the whole part down on top of the Danish like this, in the middle, bang in the middle. The reason why you put it upside down, you put the whole downwards, is to not, it's also to stop anything from falling inside, but also to decorate the fruit. So upside down. Similarly, the blueberry Danish, I'm gonna glaze them. It's in the same fashion. Just a little dab of glazing on top to cover the fruits part. Cover. Seal the top. So the glazing have many purposes to give it a shine. So for the blueberry, you just take one blueberry, one blackberry, pardon, a blackberry, and put upside down in the same fashion. Another one, this whole upside down. The glazing actually stops the fruits for forming a skin, and by glazing them, you create also shine, give it a nice shine finish for aesthetic, and also for stopping anything such as a little any foreign body to compromise your Danish. So just a little glaze, a little drizzle of, I will try to, let me try to lower my camera a little bit so you can see what's going on. So a little drizzle of glazing, right? Just let the juice run, the thick sweet paste of apricot glaze. Let it cover the apple top to give it a shiny finish and also a flavor. Right? Drizzle inside the corner. Make sure to not soil the pastry itself, because it's already been egg washed. So you don't want to put a layer of glazing on top of your egg wash because it's sticky, right? Just for This is glazing. This is not washing. This is not like egg washing where you paint the pastry. This is glazing is more like creating a thin layer of a shiny surface. It's like covering the fruits with the shiny glaze. It's like waxing. It's like, right? Try to protect the fruits to not dry, so you cover them with thick apricot glazing. Right? And again, you can make a glaze with any other fruits. It's not only apricots. It could be any fruits. It could be any fruit that's shiny. Right? Another video, I'll show you how to make a glaze. The purpose is make them shine and preserve the fruits underneath for drying. Alright? So quickly, because the glaze is cooling down. The more it's cooling down, the more it's going to become stiff, and it's not going to give you that nice glaze you want. So you want to use the glaze where it's still warm and liquid. When it sets, when it cools down, it'll set, it will become hard to create that glaze. Now, so the final thing you do, so raspberry on the raspberry Danish, blackberry on the blueberry Danish, blackberry on the blueberry Danish. Now for the apple, we're going to use red currant. We're going to use fresh red currant. You put them in a cross shape. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. We're in London, so red currant is hard to come by, so you got to be generous. Right? The more you have, the more you can put. But what I try to do is put 4 in this shape. And also the glazing helps hold down the fruits, the red currant, because when it dry, it will act like a glue to keep the fruit intact, so they don't fall around during the transportation. So use your glazing like glue. This is glue here. Glue your fruits together for the purpose of decoration and also taste. Now, 1, 2, 1. More red currant. 1 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I'll show you the finished job. Now I put them away. Put them back on the tray. Finish the rest, blueberry and raspberry. Remember, glazing only the fruit part of the Danish. Trying to create sheen on the, because the glazing maximizes the color, the look in terms of aesthetics of the fruits. So it gives you a nice sheen, making them glassy, shiny. We call this in French nappage. Nappage. Just let the juice drizzle on the fruit base. Not painting. I'm not painting. Just letting it run to create a layer, tiny layer that creates shine, and also a barrier for any foreign body. Could be any foreign body. Could be biological or could be physical. Biological could be bacteria, because obviously the glazing also stops bacteria like aerobic bacteria to proliferate, because they don't have any air. So by sealing in, you block out any air in between the fruit. Any air that actually have direct contact with the fruit. So you block the air by glazing it, creating a layer of a barrier that protects the fruits. That slows down bacterial contamination and physical contamination. Also, when you have glaze, once the glaze is set, you can see if something fall on your Danish. You see clearly because the glazing creates, it gives you kind of like a good visual. Because it's like a glass. If something falls on the glass, you can see straight away. It's visible. It's more visible. Anything like fruit flies or anything like that, you can see clearly. You can see quickly. So glazing has a purpose of protecting, creating a sheen, and also slowing down bacteria, and also create taste as well. Because the glazing is sweet. That's apricot with sweeteners. So it's sweet taste. Now I'm going to decorate the blueberry with blackberry on top. That opening side, upside down, one in the middle. The more blueberry you have, the more blueberry you could put. The less blueberry you have, it's up to you how you design the product. But this is how I design my product for my customers. Therefore, I cannot compromise the look, so it cannot be changed. This product is meant to be like this. So one fruit in the middle. If you don't have raspberries at home base, you can use strawberries, you can use anything. You can use strawberries, you can use mangoes, you can use any fruit you like. So there you go, that's done. Right. Away. The last tray, peach, pear, peach, blueberry, raspberry. You're gonna start with peach, drizzle, nappage, apricot nappage, apricot glazing on top of the fruit only. Hopefully, avoid touching the pastry. And again. See, especially with the peach, if we weren't for the napping, you could see this fruit will start drying. As soon as they cool down. They start drying and creating wrinkles. So the fruit will look kind of like wrinkly. But the nappage helps keep them fresh permanently, keep them fresh and shiny. So it maximizes the look of the fruit, and also it gives makes it look more appetizing, inviting. The shinier, the sweeter, the perfect looks. You don't want to go to a bakery and see a fruit Danish or wrinkly, dried and wrinkly. That's not appetizing. So that's why we put apricot glazing on them, preserve them. Really. So basically, when they come out of the oven, let them cool down a little bit before you perform the glazing. Let them cool down like a little bit, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Now, for the raspberry Danish, press down so it's in the cavity of the fruit. Press it down, and the glazing will hold it down. It will glue with this. Now, blueberry for the peach. One blueberry, just like that in the middle, bang in the middle. One in the middle. Another one in the middle. Done. Now, also for the peach Danish, you need a raspberry each. Just take the inside that way, the whole bit that way. That's it, raspberry done. Now, finished look. Here are the peach Danish with blueberry on top. pear, pear and raspberry, Danish, blueberry and blackberry on top, raspberry and raspberry on top, Danish. Done. Now you might ask, what about the pain raisin, the raisin bread? Basically, just a quick, tiny sheen of apricot glaze on them. Don't put too much. You just want to give them, optimize the shiny look. It's not a matter of putting a thick layer. Imagine your customer is driving and then you want some takeaway. He goes into the bakery and I saw this Danish. Oh my God, I love this Danish. How much is it? And if he buys it and then fix them up, but only that, it's too much nappage on it, too much apricot glaze on it. If there's too much glaze on it, it's going to be unpleasant for him to touch because it will be sticky on the finger. On the fingers, so you want to just paint it lightly with some glazing. Just give it here. You want to just give it just a little bit of shininess. Not a matter of taste. It's not a matter of flavoring or anything. Just maybe glazing to make them shine. Similarly, pain raisin, raisin bread, raisin bread, paint. Quickly take away some excess, transfer to the next. Take away some excess, transfer to the next. You touch. Done. Pain au raisin, raisin bread or pastry. Now, the Swiss bread. Tiny little layer of nappage, apricot glaze. Give them a little sheen there. Be quick before the glazing cools down, because when it cools down, it's not going to give you a nice glazing one, but it's going to give you a more like a marbled effect of glazing, which is not the idea. The idea, you want to make them shine, so tiny layer of glazing to make them shine.